Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you are here. Today is my palette roundup for the month of May. I went through 10 palettes this past month and really used them and have some ideas about them. Don't love all of them. It's kind of like last month where I feel like very strongly about number one and everything else kind of, I had a hard time placing where I would want to place it. The other 8 spots. And number 10 was pretty easy to figure out which one was my least favorite. Before I begin, though, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me know if you have any of these palettes, what your thoughts are on these palettes, and if you would have put them in a different order than I did. So let me know. What did I use? So we'll go over them in the order that I wore them. So first up, we have Colourpop A Flutter. Then we have one of the Pat McGrath labs. This is the Starfall Seduction. I have the Prima Ballerina palette from Mercier, and then the Violets by Juvia's Place. Then we have another Pat McGrath. This one is Divinity. We have Belle of the Ball, which is the collaboration with Bridgerton and Pat McGrath. E.L.F and Christian Siriano. Throwback to that one. Another throwback, this is the Cranberry palette from Natasha Denona. Then Huda, this is Neon Obsessions, Pink Obsessions, Hot Pink Obsessions. And then this flower nose, I forgot to write down the name. It is the Swan Ballet series in White Swan. Right, in last place, we have the E.L.F Christian Siriano palette. I probably should declutter this one, but it is going to go into my makeup of past that I want to kind of remember. Don't ask me why. I'm not an overly big Christian Siriano fan. Maybe I should just declutter this. Maybe I should just declutter it. I did keep the brush with it, which is unusual for me. This is what it looks like. So you have 6 eyeshadows and a highlighter or an eyeshadow. You can use it either way. And here's what they look like swatched. The color story is kind of bizarre. It isn't too cohesive, I feel like, and it was difficult to make looks. That was one of my main complaints for this one. So what did I say? I said I should declutter it. That was what I started with. Works well, but not a fan of the color story. The lights were nice. So like this light highlighter, not highlighter, but eyeshadow was nice. This one worked okay, but overall just not a palette I'm going to reach for. And you know what? I think I am going to put it in my declutter because maybe one of my friends would like this that might be a better Christian Siriano fan. I like him all right, but I was never, like, I've watched Project Runaway, but I'm not like obsessed with it because, you know, I never really had cable, so I didn't really watch it all that closely, except when I was in grad school. I watched a couple seasons when I was in grad school and I had free cable. I'm going to break ranks again like I've done in the past because I have the palette in 9th place and the palette in 7th place. They are both 5-pan palettes. They kind of go together. They are both my Pat McGrath palettes, the 5 pans. So here we go. You have them together. I know, shocking to find them this low. So Starfall Seduction is going to be in 9th place. Beautiful color story. I do like some of the shades in here. That's all those pinkies. Like this is a beautiful shade. This one on the end, absolutely gorgeous. Don't really like the blue all that much. And this purple in the middle was not one I was a fan of as well. So I said, it's pretty, but a bit bold, a little hard to blend. And I had fallout and eye irritation. It could have been wind that caused it, but I was having a lot of problems with my eyes when I was wearing this more than one day. Granted, it was windy outside, so that's why I was like, maybe it was that, but not, I want to wear this again, maybe in a cooler weather. It might work a little bit better and maybe avoid, I don't know. You can kind of see that this one is more chunky here in the middle. I think it's supposed to replace her old special shades, and I wasn't a big fan of it. The blue was slightly patchy a little bit. Really, I like 3 colors. So 1, 2, and 3. Those are the ones that I liked, but the other ones are no's. Now, on to 7th place. We'll come back to 8. is the other Pat McGrath. This is Dawn Divinity. This one ranked higher because I didn't have eye irritation from it or fallout, but it still wasn't my favorite. I said a lot, all in caps. Hard to have a light hand with. I was really trying to have a light hand with, especially because there's only one matte in this palette and it goes on fairly dark when you're trying to use it just as a crease kind of. Shimmers are good and it's good overall, but just not a love. So you can see like that has quite a presence. They're almost the cream to matte type of a formula with those mattes. They're very nice and creamy. I do like the light shimmer again. Those are always my favorite. But again, this one is like that weird special shade. It's a little chunky. It's just not really my speed. I'm going to keep it, obviously. But these two, I lucked out. They were on Macy's on like pre-Black Friday for $10. Put in my order, they canceled it, and then they showed up on my door in January. So technically, or maybe it was even February, I was very confused and they never charged me for them that I could find. So technically they were free, but you know, not my favorites. I like maybe 3 out of each one. I probably, yeah. Anyway, that's why they are lower down. Mostly Color Story, a little bit Formula. In 8th place, we have the Neon Obsessions. This is the Hot Pink Obsessions from Huda. I was shocked that I put it this low. I just was not feeling it this year. I felt like these big, bold colors were just a lot for me lately. And so maybe that's a part of it, is I haven't been feeling this. I'm definitely keeping it though, because I feel like this might be something I will cycle back towards. So what did I say? I said it can be a lot. That seems to be a fairly common thought right now. Not sure if it's me at the moment. I can make it work, but I felt like it was a bit garish. So some of them are pretty light. Like you can see this light purple there is pretty darn light. This is the middle shimmer. There's some pretty colors, but I just felt like it was so bright and so loud and wasn't really what I felt comfortable with right around now. Like today, I feel like I quite like the color story of my eyeshadow, but I've been looking for some things that are a little bit less bold, I guess. Still colored, but not quite so in your face neon. That's why it's not higher on the list. It's number 8. Okay, jumping back just a little bit, we are going to Laura Mercier. This is number 6. This is the Prima Ballerina palette. I got it because of the name. I wanted the Prima Ballerina palette. That is what it looks like. It is very light. As you can see, I can't even see the matte. There's one matte in this palette. You can't see it. I double swatched it even. It's almost impossible to see. At least this camera isn't completely distorting my colors every time I get close, which is kind of nice. So what did I say? I said very light, not necessarily my favorite. Nice enough. It's a meh, but I'm going to keep it. I think, you know, I need somewhere in between these two. This one that hardly has any presence. It did work, and I do like it. It's not really my favorite. And also, apologies, sun just went behind a cloud, so I feel like it's gotten a little darker in here. But yeah, it's an okay palette. It's number 6 for a reason. But like I said, a lot of these palettes could be interchangeable where they are going. All right, we are in the top 5. So top 5, just barely, is the Bridgerton collaboration. This is the second one. It is called Belle of the Ball. And this is what the color story looks like. It's not too terribly different than the original one, but it does have a little bit different. I do like the embossing. That's my favorite part. The little bees and the little, especially the little cameo. I wish they had 2 cameos, to be honest. So what did I say about this? I said the fallout on the special shade, especially that gold one. And the gold was okay, but that one right above the gold, that's the one that was the special shade. Shimmers and match are pretty, it's just okay overall. So I don't know if you can see, there's the special shade. It did have quite a bit of fallout. The gold was not my favorite. The other 4 shades I enjoyed. And those 4 I could make looks work with, but I wish this one was not a special shade because I like the color. I'm not a big fan of that formula with the fallout that I get with it. I'm not one to use glitter glue. I use an eyeshadow primer, and you know, I feel like eyeshadows should kind of work the way that they are made. So not my favorite. Definitely keeping it though. It does have some good Pat McGrath formulas in the traditional shimmers and mattes. I just realized I've been babbling on and did not hit record, and I was like, why does it keep doing something funky? So in a surprising move, this is in 4th spot. The 4th spot is because of those 2 glitters, and I refuse to swatch those glitters because they are absolutely awful. Do not like them at all. So here's what the other 10 shades look like swatched. As you can tell, this little matte there does not really want to show up at all. You can kind of see that it's there. And then this dark purple here is a super scratchy formula. It's a weird formula. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But what did I say? I said pretty enough. The looks are nice, blends well, mattes, shimmers, meh, glitter, 2 sad faces because, you know, I do not like glitter. So I was prepared for this one to be pretty far down in my list, but it is going to remain. I like this side, these 5 more so than those 5, more likely to wear the first 5, but it is one of my Colourpop palettes, and I realized that I did not include this in my Colourpop video, so I'm going to have to add in a few palettes that I forgot about when I filmed my big Colourpop palette video. In 3rd place is the Violets palette by Juvia's. I thought this one might actually get decluttered, but I got a compliment on this one. So I said I got a compliment, was a bit nervous it would be too much, but I really liked the light shimmers in here. So there we go. We have all 6 shades swatched. This shimmer and this shimmer, those were the standouts to me. The compliment came from one of my close friends. You know, when you have friends that always tell you how it is and they don't like just compliment you to compliment you. So when you do compliment you, you know that it's genuine and it's not because if they don't like it, they're going to tell you. That's the type of friend. So I felt like, woo, this one has to go higher on my list than some of the other ones. So yes, the Violets from Juvia's Place. Mattes are meh, but the shimmers I feel like are where it's at. Second to the top is my Swan Lake, that's the Swan Ballet White Swan palette. The reason this one is so high is because I didn't love any of the other ones all that much, and I just felt like better everyday type of a palette, I guess. The swatches are small because the pans on this one are small, and I also was really trying not to disturb the beautiful embossing in there. I did wear this 4 times, so was really trying to be careful with where I swatched. So you have this one looks really pretty, but it's a little bit more of a topper than anything else. I liked the pink shimmer a little bit better. I did use these 2 both as a like like accent color down at the bottom, and then also crease color. So you can make them work either way. It's pretty. It's opulent and beautiful. The packaging to me is the most exciting part of this palette. Otherwise, it's just okay. But I should tell you, I said it's so light. I did get some looks from it, but not a standout in terms of formula. The white shimmer was more of a topper, and it could be a bit chunky. So my number 1 palette is the Cranberry palette from Natasha Denona. This, no. So this is the one shadow, which we're just going to set aside, and I'm going to spray with alcohol and then put a note on this to remind myself that it doesn't stay in there. So mad at myself right now. So that's what it looks like without it. Also, you can see a little bit of it. I loved this palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. So there you go. That's how they all swatch. We're going to set that aside right now. because I want to go fix things right away. I'm glad this is number one. I said I love it. Such a good classic. The orange is my least favorite shade, but the creams are so good. They look pretty light here, but you can build them up, which I think is the reason why I like it so much, is you can have it more of a wash, more darker if you so choose. There's a lot of ways that you can play with this in terms of it in color payoff, and it's just so beautiful. I mean, look at that. So beautiful. That pink sparkle, that gold sparkle, champagne sparkle. Absolutely love it. I thought for a second that was going to be shattered everywhere. I'm so glad that it's pretty much in one chunk. And yes, I am going to spray it down with alcohol, let it dry really good, and then press it back into that pan. I know it won't look as pretty as it did at one point, but at least I still have it. And I also need to clean up. There is a little fallout from it. Anyway, that is it for my monthly roundup. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes. If something like that has ever happened to you, let me know down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.